Okay, so if you have kids between the ages of 6 and 18, listen up, here's why. For years, the Chicago Youth Symphony Orchestra has made music programs accessible to hundreds of kids. And joining us now to explain how to get involved are Susan Lape, CYSO Executive Director, and Alan Tinkham, who's the Music Director for the CYSO. Thank you to both of you for coming in.
Of course.
Thank you, Lourdes.
I am excited because you guys have the gala coming up in February, and I'll get to be the MC again this year.
Yes.
We're excited too. We're thrilled to have you back.
Oh, I'm ready. I'm ready to be back with you guys. Let's talk a little bit about the CYSO. For people that don't know about it, explain what it is and how you work with these kids. We'll start with you, Susan.
Sure. So we are a youth music organization. We have about 700 students. We do classical orchestral group training as well as jazz and steel pan. So it's all ensemble training for young musicians who like to become more and more advanced at their instrument. We get children from all over the Chicago region, and they all come together from all different walks of life to learn music with us. And then we graduate about 150 kids a year, and they go on to some of the best music programs in the country. So.
That's a perfect 30-second pitch. There you go. She's got it down. You know, one of the interesting things is that, and Alan, I'll address this question to you. When you guys first came to me, or I was first told about CYSO, I guess I didn't realize the level that these kids are at, because they are incredible. They're so talented. What is it like to work with some of these kids, and how do you get them that far along, right?
It is an incredible experience, and I feel inspired by them and their talents and their work ethic on a regular basis. They are unbelievable. Whether we're talking about the 6-year-olds or the 18-year-olds, we're talking about young people who spend a significant part of their life practicing this amazing skill that some of whom will go on to be professionals, but many will not, and it remains a part of life for all of them, whether they become professionals or not.
And music is so important for kids, I think nowadays especially, right? Because there's so much going on in our communities. Here on Adelante, we try to address the Latino community, and I'm wondering how often you get to go into those neighborhoods where maybe music is not a part of their everyday. How do you work with those communities? And either one of you can address that.
Yeah, well, so we both, we have our flagship programming that takes place on Michigan Avenue, and so we have kids from all over who come to us, but we also have in-school programs in some schools that have music programs, and then in others that don't have a full-time music teacher, so we bring the music to them. And those are in communities all across Chicago, but we try to focus on schools who have fewer resources to put towards music education. Music's expensive, so that one of the things—
instruments are expensive.
Instruments, training, the teacher lessons, all parts of it take an investment, so we try to invest in those communities where we can to make sure that the access to music is more equalized all the time.
Okay. Let's talk about the gala that's coming up, An American in Paris. So this is kind of your big fundraiser for the CYSO every year. This is where you get those dollars to then go into those classrooms. And it's not just like your average, fundraiser where you go and you have dinner. You guys put on a show. So I'll let you talk about that, Alan.
Well, we certainly try to, and the guests at our gala will not only get to hear the Symphony Orchestra play a small concert during the event, but they'll get to hear playing from some of our jazz students, some of our steel students, and the first students they'll hear are one of our youngest ensembles, the Preparatory Strings.
Okay. And it's An American in Paris is the theme, and you've built kind of like a whole event around it. So what else, Susan?
Yes, it'll be Parisian themed. We're transporting people from Chicago to Paris. We'll have our students playing all kinds of French music all throughout the 4 seasons where we're hosting the event. We'll play the whole Gershwin piece, An American in Paris. And then we'll raise a lot of really meaningful funds to support kids in music. So it's going to be an exciting evening. We're so glad that you'll be our MC and our host
I'm
for
excited.
the night.
I'm telling you, you guys put on such a good show. It was so impressive the last time. I wanted to be back. So when you asked me again, I was like, yes, I'll do it. Let's get the information up on the screen for folks that perhaps are interested in not just the Chicago Youth Symphony Orchestra, but perhaps attending that gala. There it is, An American in Paris. It is Saturday, February 8th. It's at the Four Seasons. You can go to CYSO.org for information on tickets. And then if you also visit that site, you'll learn a little bit more about the organization, some of the things that they do in our communities, in our neighborhoods. And then you guys also put on shows throughout the year that people can buy tickets to and go and watch the kids perform, right?
Yeah, there's a huge number of concerts this whole spring. So depending on the age of the young musician in your life and what they're interested in, we promise we have something for you. So look at our website, and we'd love to meet you and any young musicians in Chicago we don't know.
I think it's probably a great way for somebody who perhaps has a kid, a 6, a 7-year-old, who says, I want to play, I don't know, I'm thinking about it, Mom, help me out. If you have one of those kids, maybe take them there and expose them to what's available to them. So thank you to the both of you. CYSO.org for more information on the organization.